What's up, YouTube? So today it's going to be a continuation of a previous video. I went and collected what's called IMO-1 yesterday. I got my collection. Here's what it looks like. I did 2 boxes. I've got another video that explains what I did there. Actually, they've changed a little bit since I brought them home. They're starting to get a different kind of, I had this light cotton here, and I think it looks like it's getting kind of wet. Now it's kind of poofing up, and I've got this other growth going on here. I noticed when I brought them home yesterday, if I put my hand under the box, it was actually pretty warm. And so I didn't want to mix my IMO-2 right away. I decided to wait until today. Right now I can still feel a little bit of warmth underneath, but not very much. So I think it's pretty well cooked. So today I'm going to make what's called IMO-2. I'm going to take my collection and I'm going to mix it with my raw sugar, 50-50, and that's going to preserve it so that I can use it later to make IMO-3, IMO-4, and on and on and on and on. And we'll talk about that more in other videos, but this will be my demonstration for IMO-2. So I've got my scale here, and as you see, I've got it zeroed out, pretty close to zeroed out. And basically I'm just going to take what's in here, put it in the bowl, like so. You see it's these crazy chunks of material in here. Kind of all stuck together. Still kind of warm to the touch. You see all that growth. See how much all this stuff weighs. So this was all collected from the forest on my property. Just collected within you see the white rice. You kind of see there's white rice in there. That's the medium that I collected the stuff on. Looks like the first box is a little over a pound. Let's see what the next box is. Next box. This one comes out one big brick. There you go. Set that on there. So we're at about a kilo, a little over, probably 2.5 pounds. So I'm going to add the same amount of sugar. So I'm going to go to 5 pounds total. Almost there. So you want to do 50-50. You can do a little bit more, but you want to make sure you get at least half and half ratio, so that you make sure that you lock up and preserve the IMO. If you don't put enough, then it can go active and it can continue digesting, and it's not really what you want. You want to preserve. Trying to do a preservation so that you can use it later. So done with the scale. So now that I've got it all weighed out, all I have to do now is just break it up. I'm just going to break into little pieces and kind of massage the sugar into it. I think this bowl might be a little too small, but let's see what we can do. So I'm just breaking up the little pieces, trying to get as much of the surface area coated in sugar as I can. The sugar is going to pull the juice out, and let's see if I can break this up. It's still a little bit warm on the inside here. Okay, so I've just finished breaking up the mixture here and mixing everything. The goal is not to break apart every little grain of rice. You're just trying to break it down a little bit. You don't want to smash and smush everything in there, but you just want to make sure you get as much sugar coating as you can. As you can see, it's already starting to get wet, and that's what you want. You're trying to pull that material out, trying to pull the juice out, and trying to lock up all the water molecules. And I guess that's the preservative action. So the next step is, I've got this jar here. I'm gonna just put this in here, kind of smush it down, and then we'll have somewhere to keep it long term. So just gonna add it to the jar. Might have to get 2 jars. We'll see. But when you're storing it, you don't want to put the lid. You don't want to put a solid lid on top of this, because you do want it to be able to breathe a little bit. So once this is full, I'm going to cover it with a piece of paper or cloth or something. I'll have to find something, and then I can store it in a dark place, cool dark place, and I'll have it for future use, which I will explain at another time. So yeah, definitely I'm going to need another jar. I'm going to push this down and just see if I get... Yeah, I'm going to get another jar. Okay, I just have to go get another jar real quick so I can get all the stuff bottled up. Ideally I'd have a bigger container I could put all in one thing, but this is what I have. I can see this stuff's getting sticky. It's definitely pulling moisture out of the IMO-1, even as I'm doing this. It'll be interesting to see what it looks like in a couple of days once it's had time to work. And the goal for me is to get as much sugar all over my garage as humanly possible, so I can attract as many ants and roaches and critters as I can. Alright, close enough. Okay. If I had a little bit larger jar, I could probably get this all into one. Alright, so I'm just going to put the lid on real quick. I've got these metal rings that go on top. Paper towel, I'm just going to rip it in half and do a makeshift lid like that. Hopefully it'll sit on there without ruining it. Let's see what happens. Looks like it works pretty good. Try one more. Try not to tear the paper. There we go. Alright. These are going to go in storage and we'll get back to it. Okay, so it's been probably 2 weeks now, and here's my IMO-2, and I saw someone else post, they were talking about their IMO-2 was kind of dry, and the recommendation that they got on the Facebook group was to add some water to help kick things off. And since I had 2 containers, I put water in one and I left the other one dry. And so here's what I got so far. This is the one that I didn't add any water to, and it looks pretty moldy. I don't think it's actually any good. I may scratch off the top and see what's underneath there. But let's look at the other one that I did add some water to. I didn't add very much, but this one has kind of like a, it looks like that cotton a little bit, so I'm thinking it might be still usable IMO, but from my understanding is this is supposed to be the preservation stage, so I'm not sure why it's still growing unless it's something's not quite right. So I'm gonna hopefully get some answers from this. I'm gonna post this on the Facebook group, the Korean Natural Farming, and any of you guys that can give me some tips on this, whether this batch is no good or salvageable or whatever you think. Hopefully I can get some answers on that. This one to me looks better than this one, but I've seen ones that seems like most of the IMO either looks like cookie dough or it looks like really soupy after it's been sitting a while. And mine, it does have some liquid in there. I haven't really messed with it yet, but I wasn't expecting to see the film on the top. So let me know what you think in the comments. We'll see what we get.